Ethical competence is needed not only for securing rank in civil services but also for living a life that is simple as well as just. Because see, we encounter ethics in your day-to-day life. Every second of your life is surrounded by ethical values, and that is why we are supposed to know those values and follow those values. When I made the videos on ethics in Hindi, I got some suggestions to make videos in English as well. So along with those Hindi videos, we have also started this English videos. So make sure, if you are preparing in Hindi or you have already watched these videos in Hindi, don't watch this again, because the content is same, only the language is different. So once the great Nelson Mandela has remarked, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. So some people in India, in fact many people in India, do not understand Hindi properly, and perhaps it is difficult for them to understand those videos in Hindi and imbibe those values or those principles. So we have started these videos in English. So the objective of this video series is that those people hailing from a non-Hindi region could imbibe ethics to their heart and live a simple and just life. As per the syllabus of the UPSC, the first topic in ethics is ethics and human interface, and it has been divided in 4 subtopics. The first one is essence, determinants and consequences of ethics. Next one is dimensions of ethics, and we can also call it approaches of ethics. The next one is ethics in private and public relationship, and the final one is human values and influence of leaders or thinkers. So we will be seeing about these subtopics one by one, but first let's understand what is ethics. So can we say that ethics is religion? Because in every religion there are so many good values. For example, the Hinduism speaks about tolerance, diversity. Islam speaks about egalitarian society. Christianity speaks about one God. Buddhism and Jainism, they speaks about compassion. So can we say that ethics is religion? Because every religion teaches us so many good values. No, we can't say that religion is ethics, because in every religion there are many exploitations of some groups. It may be on the basis of race, on the basis of gender, sex, or some other factors. So these drawbacks of every religion has been done away with by Honorable Supreme Court many a time. For example, women are not supposed to enter in holy places. So these absurd values that are enshrined in religion does not ensure that religion is ethics. So we can't say that religion is ethics. There are many values in religion which are in conflict with ethical values. So can we say law is ethics? Because law is made on certain principles and logics that are required for enabling the harmony, peace and justice in the society. So can we say law is ethics? No, we can't say that law is ethics, because even though law is made for the betterment of society, there is no guarantee that if you apply the law in letter and spirit, the consequences will be good. For example, this lady, her name is Savita, and she was in an Indian origin, Irish lady. She was pregnant, she had some medical complications, and in Ireland, until the death of this lady, termination of pregnancy was not allowed, abortion was not allowed. as a result of which this lady died. After she died, the law was amended to ensure that complicated cases does not lead to the death of the mother. So, see, with the kind of law, abortion was not allowed, no matter even if it results in the death of the mother. These kinds of absurd law resulted in the death of this lady. So because of such situation, we cannot say that ethics is law. Law is very rigid. It is not flexible like ethics. So then what is law? Is it societal norms? Because society has evolved over a period of time, resulting in good values in society. So can we say that societal norms are ethics? We can't say that societal norms are ethics, because there are many societal values. No matter how much a society is developed, there are many societal values in society that are resulting in exploitation or discrimination of different category of people. For example, the LGBT community has been exploited across the world. It is not that the exploitation has happened only in Asia. It has happened across the world, and it is still happening. Even though law has ensured that they are treated equally, they are discriminated across the world, even at this point of time. Similarly, in Western society, there is a concept of glass ceiling, and that concept ensures that women in corporate sectors are not given very high position. So because of such absurd values of society, we cannot say that ethics is societal norms. Then what is ethics? Can we say that it is morality? See, morality is, in brief, you can understand that morality is the personal values of individual or personal values of a society. That is, individuals' values or societal values can be called morality. When it is individual values, it is personal moralities. When it is societal values, it is societal morality. So can we say that morality is ethics? See, morality, in morality, values changes from person to person and society to society. For example, in Western India, when a woman is raped or when some crime happens against her, rather than criticizing the problem, rather than criticizing the mentality that is resulting in such kind of crime, their Khap Panchayat says that these kinds of crime is happening because of Chowmein, Maggi, or because of jeans or mobile. So we cannot say that morality is ethics. Then what is ethics? Is it critical thinking? Yes, it is critical thinking. If you go in a very peaceful place and think about a situation, you will be able to know about the circumstances that led to happening of certain activities. For example, if a man comes and distributes chocolates among children, the mob thinks that this man is trying to attract children, and then he will abduct these children, and the mob lynching happens then and there. But if someone goes to a peaceful place and thinks peacefully, he or she might come to the conclusion that that person might have been a person who loves children, or that person might have been a person who wanted to teach children by doing such kind of activities. So these kinds of peaceful thinking results in better outcome. And had people thought before the Monch lynching such kind of critical thinking, had they followed such kind of critical thinking, mob lynching could have been prevented. So ethics is about critical thinking. And then can we say that ethics is a skill? Yes, ethics is a skill. For example, this man, he is Armstrong Pame, and he is posted as an IAS officer in Manipur. So he requested to his government that give us money for making road in our district, and that government refused. They said that the road in this district is not our priority and we do not have sufficient budget. So he used his skill and made a public fund, and through that public fund he ensured that a 100-kilometer long road is built in that district. So because of this skill, the ability to make things work, he was able to ensure that all the children are able to go to school, all the patients are able to go to hospitals, people are able to go to their job, and the benefit of society happened because of his skill. So that is why we can say that ethics is skill. So here we can say that ethics is neither religion nor law nor societal norms nor morality, but it is critical thinking and skills. So how could we define ethics? Ethics is critical scrutiny of human conduct on the basis of universally accepted established standard with an aim to understand whether a human conduct is right or wrong. So what is ethics is, suppose a person is doing some work and this work resulted in some kind of consequences. Obviously every work results in some kind of consequences. So on the basis of the situation in which that work was done and the kind of consequences that work led, we scrutinize the activities of human conduct, that person's work, and then we would be able to come a conclusion whether the work of that person or conduct of that person was ethical or not. For example, take the example of Armstrong Pame. His conduct was he made a road using public people's fund when the higher authorities refused to make the work. So see the situation. Situation is there is no enough money with government, but still road is required. Why? Because of lack of roads, no benefit of the government is reaching to the people. Like no matter how many schools you create, if there is no road, students will not be able to go to school. No matter how many insurance you provide, health insurance, if there is no road, people will not be able to reach to hospital, they will die at their home. So what's the point of providing health insurance without road? And no matter how many Manrega jobs you create, if there is no road, people will not be able to join the job. So road is prerequisite for ensuring the success of other scheme. So circumstances are that the enough fund is not there, but still he ensured that enough fund is raised. It is pulled through with the help of people. So and consequences is that road was built and all the government facilities for tribal people is reaching to the those beneficiary, those intended beneficiary. So we can say that his conduct was ethical because in adverse circumstances he ensured that people's interest is not compromised. So ethics does not provide solution but the basis for getting the best possible solution. So ethics is the scrutiny of human conduct, as I told you, on the basis of established standard. And ethics will never provide you any solution. It is not that you are stuck in a problem and you will think that if I had been knowing the ethics, I would have able to solve. I would have able to know the best possible solution. It is not like that. Ethics will only ensure that you reach to the best possible solution. Ethics will give you many choices and it will tell you among these choices, this one is the best possible solution. And now it is up to you whether you choose to that best possible solution or not. So difference between character and conduct, I told you in the definition of ethics that ethics is scrutiny of human conduct. So what is human conduct and how is it different from character? So character is basically combination of values. It is combination of self values, means the inherent values of a person. I mean to say that if you take a child, a newborn child, and keep him or her in a room for 5-6 years, then also that child will have some kind of values, some kind of attitude, aptitude, these kinds of things. These are called self values. These are inborn values. Everyone has such kind of values, and that is why we all are different from each other. Even siblings are different from each other. So it is also, the combination of values also includes societal values, means if you are from Western India, your values will be different from that to Southern India, and from that one who is living in Eastern India. So societal values affects the character of a person. And inherent values, these are values which we get from our parents. So you can see that those children who are raised in a joint family, they have different types of values, character, than those children who are raised in nuclear family. Similarly, those children whose both parents are alive have different kind of characters than those who are raised by a single parent. So these values, the combination of these values creates character. Then what is conduct? So conduct is nothing but it is the activities that is done because of character, means certain kind of character is held by an X person, and that is why he or she will do a Y job. So this job, this activity that is being done out of character is called conduct. For example, Gandhiji never used to tell lie. Not telling lie was his conduct. And why was that conduct? He had such kind of conduct. It is because his character was like that. So conduct is nothing but the activities that was done under the influence of character. Then what is behavior? See, conduct and behavior both are activities. Conduct are permanent, whereas behavior are not permanent. It may change. For example, some people do not take bribe when they are under the vigilance of CCTV camera. Okay, but they will take bribe under the table. So their conduct is not that they are upright. Their conduct is that they are corrupt. They want to take the bribe, but right now they are not taking. Not taking is their behavior. They are not taking because they are being watched. So the behavior is affected by many external factors, like whether you are being watched or whether you are in your office or in your home. So some people who commit domestic violence, they will show that they are one of the biggest feminists in the world. So in public life they will pretend to be feminist, which is their fake conduct, and we can also call it behavior, but in reality their conduct would be that they are misogynist and they perpetuate domestic violence. So we have seen that the scrutiny of human conduct on the basis of established values are called ethics. So we saw what is conduct, what is character, what is behavior, and how they differ from each other. Now let's come to the what are established values. So established values, they have been proposed by different philosophers and thinkers such as Socrates, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela. So these kinds of great philosophers, they have given different kinds of values to us, and these values are called established values. And how these values are propounded or how these values are produced by these great philosophers, They are the result of critical thinking and reasoning of philosophers. For example, when Buddha realized that there is nothing in this world except sorrow, he went to forest under the peepal tree and he meditated. And because of such kind of meditation and critical thinking, he came out with certain kind of values, and those values like compassion towards animal, they came under the umbrella of established values. Similarly, all other philosophers have gone through such kind of a phase where they have done meditation or critical thinking or reasoning. They might have been imprisoned, in which they got time to think longer and write longer. So a famous personality has said that what is the job inside a prison except thinking long and writing long. So such kind of thing results in the giving rise of established values. Critical thinking and reasoning gives rise to the established values. They have given rise to different approaches in ethics such as deontology, teleology, utilitarian, etc. So we'll see how these different approaches of ethics are different from each other. In these, when 10 people are thinking in 10 different circumstances, they will find out 10 different things. Okay, truth is one, but it has many ways to reach the truth. So if 10 people are thinking in 10 different places, obviously they will find 10 different paths. And because of these different paths, we also have different approaches in ethics. So they may change with time due to advancement of knowledge, thinking, and emergence of new issues. So it is not that established values are always static. Okay, certain established values may change and certain may not change. For example, integrity and honesty, they will always remain. Till this universe is there, integrity and honesty will be considered as established values. But there are certain values which may change also. For example, LGBT community, they used to be considered as sick people or people whose mental condition is not well, and now because of evolution of scientific principles and scientific temper, we consider them as third gender. So because of advancement of knowledge, this established values has accepted them also as a part of society. So certain established values may change with the evolution of time, or with the advancement of knowledge, thinking, and emergence of other issues. So what are the examples of established values? These are honesty, integrity, selflessness, truthfulness, justice, courage, temperance, compassion, non-violence. These are values which are accepted by generally all the societies across the world, and all the people, whether they follow it or not, they will respect such kind of values. And these are the examples of established values. So what are the difference between individual values and established values? Let's see. The first one is individual values. They lie within individual. So a person may think something about certain situation. So those values we call as individual values. For example, some people think that UPSC ethics paper in UPSC will not reduce the crime or will not reduce the corruption. So we can say that these values are within them, and it is their individual values, because UPSC thinks that when people will know about the ethical principle, they will be able to comprehend things better and they will make ethical decision. So those who thinks that ethics will not reduce corruption in administration, that value of their negative values with respect to ethics paper can be called as individual value, and may not be accepted globally. Yes, individual value may not be accepted globally. For example, the value of Khap Panchayat in Haryana, which says that rape happens because of chowmin and jeans and mobile. Can we accept this value? No, we can't accept that. So individual values may not be accepted globally. And what are the established values? Established values may lie outside the individual. For example, if a person is violent, then his or her values are violence. Okay, but what are the established values? Established values are non-violence. Okay, this non-violence is accepted globally. So the non-violence is lying outside the individual who perpetuates violence. So established values may lie outside a person, whereas individual values lie inside a person. So established values are accepted globally. Yes, we cannot say that established values for India is different and for US is different, because there is a difference of culture. We both accept that non-violence is the most desired value. Then next, individual value must change to bring a harmony. So because when there is a conflict between established values and individual values, then the person or the society must change their value to bring it in conformity with the established values. For example, Khap Panchayat of Haryana must change their value that rape happens because of chowmin or because of jeans. They must accept that rape happens because of certain kind of superiority complex or certain other negative things that is prevailing in society. Another example of this is that those people who perpetuates violence must shed their such kind of activity and accept non-violence. So for example, this man, his name is Ranjit Singh. Some people call him Cookie, and he changed his personal values for the established values. So his personal value was eye for an eye, and what he accepted was non-violence as a means of deceit. So what he has done? He has murdered a Congress leader during Sikh riots. Okay, so after murdering that person, he spent 14 years in USA under terrorism charges, and then came to India, and then he was convicted for life term imprisonment. But then when he was charged under murder and terrorism, and he was spending his life in jail in USA, he realized that his grievances were genuine, because there was a direct attack. There was a perception of direct attack through the Blue Star operation. So he realized that his grievances were genuine, but the way he channelized his grievances to take the revenge was wrong. He should not have committed the murder. So he shows repentance and remorse, and then he was absolved by his crime, and he was released then. So he ensured that his individual values are brought to in conformity with the established values. So practice question for whatever we have learned today. What is the meaning of ethics for you? How is ethics helpful for you, your day-to-day life? So write the answer in comment section, and tell me what is the meaning of ethics for you, and how is it helpful to you in your day-to-day life. The next question is, ethics is knowing the difference between what you have a right to do and what is right to do. Okay, so explain the meaning of this statement also, and you can write your answer in comment section. Did you like the video, and do you have any suggestion? Please tell us in comment section, and if you like the video, please share it and subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching the video and for your precious time.